Hello friends, welcome to Coding Host YouTube channel. In this video, I will explain you a Leetcode problem, sort colors. So in this question, we will get an array of nums. So in this array, we have objects of colors like red, white or blue. So you can see here, actually this is the same question of sorting a array of 0, 1 and 2. So in the array, we will get these integers only 0, 1 and 2. So we have to sort them without any sorting algo. So let's see how we will do this. So in this question, first we have to make a method to swap two numbers. So I will make a method here to swap two numbers, public void swap. So in this method, I will pass array, so int nums, and I will pass two indexes because I want to swap the numbers in the array at these two indexes. So int I and int j. Then I will take a variable int temp equal to nums of I and nums of I equal to nums of j and nums of j equal to temp. So this is our function. After that we will write the program in this sort colors method. So here we have to take three variables, I equal to 0, j equal to 0 and k equal to nums dot length minus 1. So this I and j variable will start from index 0, but this variable k will start from the last index of this array. So actually this is the optimized approach for this question. So I already have made a video on this question in my array playlist at video number 19. So that time I was using a brute force method, but here we will use a optimized method. So in that method we were using loops two times, but in this method we will use a loop only single time. Then I will take a while loop while I is less than equal to k. So in this while loop I will take some if statements. If nums of I equal to 1, so in this case we will increment the I variable. Then else if nums of I equal to 0. In this if statement I will call the swap method. Here I will pass the array and I will pass two indexes. First is I and second is j, and after that we will also increment these two indexes I plus plus and j plus plus, because after swapping these indexes we have to check the next index elements. And else statement, suppose if the array element is not 1 or 0, it means that that element is 2. So for that element we have this else statement. So in this case we also have to call the swap method. So here I will pass this array, then index I and index k, and after that here we only have to decrement our variable k because k is already the last index of the array. So only the I and j variable will increment, but variable k will decrement. Now let's run this program. So you can see that this program is working fine. Let's see how this program is working. So you can see that in this question we have this array in which we have 6 elements, and here we have the array indexes. So we have these three variables in the program, I, j and k. So I and j is 0 and k is nums dot length minus 1. So length of this array is 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. So it is 5. Then I have taken a while loop while I is less than or equal to k. You can see yes, I is less than k, I is 0 and k is 5. So then it will check that if nums of I equal to 1. So at index 0, do we have element 1? You can see no, we have element 2 here. So this first if statement will not execute, and this else if statement is also not going to execute because it is checking for element 0. Then this else statement will execute, and what it will do is it will swap the first and last index. So I and k element will get swapped. So you can see that when element of this index is 2, then this else statement will execute and it will call this swap method. So you can see that 2 is the largest element of this array and we have to sort this array. So it means that we have to place 2 in the last. So that's why we are passing these two indexes I and k. So because of that these two elements will get swapped. So now at index 0 we will get 0 and at index 5 we will get 2. After that k will decrement, k will become 4. After that this while loop will again check that I is less than k. You can see yes, at index 0 we have element 0. So now this next else if statement will execute. So then we will swap these two elements on this indexes I and j. But you can see here indexes I and j are same, so nothing is going to happen. After swapping, I and j will increment, so it will become 1 and 1. After that, this value will again execute and it will check I is less than or equal to k. You can see yes, I is 1 and k is 4. So you can see that now it will check at index 1 we have element 0. So what will happen? You can see again this else if statement is going to execute. So again it will swap these elements at indexes I and j, but you can see that value of these indexes are same, 1 and 1, so nothing is going to happen. And after that, values of these indexes will increment, so now they will become 2. Again this value will execute. It will check is I is less than or equal to k. You can see yes, I is 2 and k is 4. Then it will check at index 2 we have element 2, so then this else statement will execute. So it will swap this element with the element which is present at index 4. So you can see at index 4 we have 1 and at index 2 we have 2, so these two elements will get swapped. So now here we will get 1 and here we will get 2, and after that k will decrement, so k will become 3. Again this value will check that if I is less than or equal to k. You can see yes, I is 2 and k is 3. So now you can see that at index 2 we have 1 if element is 1. So in that case we are only incrementing the value of I, so value of I will increment, so it will become 3. Now you can see that value of I and k is equal, so again this condition is true and this value will again execute. Now at this index 3 we have 1, so when element is 1, this first if statement will execute and it will increment the variable I. So now I will become 4. So after that, when this value will again going to execute, it will break because now value of I is larger than value of k. So you can see that at index 0 we have element 0, and at index 1 we also have 0, and then at index 2 we have element 1, and at index 3 we have element 1, and at index 4 and 5 we have 2 and 2. So you can see that our array has been sorted. So this is how this program is working. We are only using a single while loop and we are using this if statements. Now let's submit this program. So you can see this program has submitted successfully. Thanks for watching.